Hello, this is Jordan McKee,
And this is Kyle Hill.
and welcome to LeadTrain, a behind-the-scenes look at a life-changing software. So this is our first official LeadTrain webinar of many, many more to come. And I guess it makes it the first official video of the LeadTrain launch webinar series.
And we're super excited not only to be here today, but also, I guess, introduce to you the team that we've brought together, all of whom are excited and well capable of sharing their expertise, tips, and tricks of how you can grow your networking business.
Exactly. You know, what's really unique, and I think what's going to really make this webinar series fun is Kyle and I, in most of our ventures, we've handled most of the talking ourselves. But what we're going to do in this series is you're going to hear from marketers and designers and developers and programmers, all coming to share with you how they're helping to make LeadTrain an incredible piece of software, but also sharing with you how you can improve your business and improve the strategies that you use for yourself. So I think that it's going to be really fun, really beneficial, and we can all take away a lot from it. So today's webinar, we're going to give you a behind the scenes look at where this brand change is coming from. I know that some of you are a little bit confused at LeadTrain and how to grow dough and what's going on. And so what we want to do is help you to see the why of LeadTrain and what it means for your networking business. So to start, let's introduce ourselves. I am Jordan McKee. I'm an online entrepreneur, a digital marketer, and a dōTERRA business expert.
And I'm Kyle Hill. I'm a software developer, online guru, and above all, I'm a code wizard, a wizard of witchcraft and wizardry.
He's a wizard, Harry. I made him say that, by the way. So if you think that was over the top,
I'm not that nerdy.
That was my fault. Some of you may know us. You know, Kyle and I have been in the industry for some time now, but for others, it may be your first experience with us in this webinar. And so we wanted to give you a background because we're going to take you down a memory track for a second, not memory lane. We've got a memory track. Kyle and I we've been on this journey for some time, and the launch of LeadTrain is not just a happenstance event. It's something that we've been building to for some time now. It was nearly 5 years ago that Kyle and I began studying network marketing, and specifically the dōTERRA industry with the hope of creating a product that will revolutionize the way that you as wellness advocates and distributors do business. And over this time, we've developed a really unique background of experiences. We have worked for the corporation, for network marketing companies themselves. We've worked privately for companies that we own with network companies, as well as with distributors like you. And then we've worked as distributors and saw and experienced what it means to be a network marketer. And this journey has really given us a unique outlook on the pains and the trials that you go through as wellness advocates, as distributors. It's difficult, and we're intimately aware of the sacrifices that you have to make in order to be successful in this occupation.
And I couldn't agree more with what Jordan just said. Is through these last years, the compilation of knowledge and experience and sympathy have really helped us throughout the years on the different products and services and companies that we've created. And rewinding even more back to, before what we're doing now, and in the beginning, as Jordan was talking about, when we first started our own little company, when we first went to a little Mexican restaurant, trying to decide, what are we going to do? Let's go out on our own, young and rambunctious. It was exciting. We decided to market. We created a marketing company, Jogo Marketing, where the purpose was to do the work for network marketers. We had accumulated this expertise and experience with dōTERRA, and Jordan in marketing and myself in web development. So we figured, why not do it directly for them, help them to see more success and basically just do it for them.
Yeah, them being the network marketer, right?
Exactly.
Them being the distributor themselves. And I think there's an important note that we have to make sure that we hit here is, first off, great ideas can come in Mexican food restaurants.
Yes.
Okay, so that's something you might want to apply to your business. Over lunch, things are always better when food's around. But this whole idea that what we had noticed working in corporate was distributors needed somebody to stand up for them. They needed an advocate. They needed somebody who knew the industry and was willing to help them out because they had so much work on their plate. And so we had this idea, what if we took some of this work off of your plate? We created this marketing company. We would create content. We would find leads. Kyle would help develop your website and your online presence, and I would help with your marketing strategies. And you know what? We started to make a difference, and we started to see that this was really helping people and helping their business. The problem we ran into was we're not able to help as many people as we like because this is expensive and it's extremely time consuming. We brought on all the consultants we could, and we were working 90-hour weeks. Kyle and I were losing our hair and just
it was turning red for me.
Kyle's hair was turning red. He was so busy. But it was this huge commitment. And we just looked at each other and thought, we can't keep doing it like this. We can't keep growing a business this way. We're not helping enough people. And, we're probably going to die before we get to that point. So we came up with this idea. What if we created a company called How to Grow Dough? And the idea with How to Grow Dough was, we'll give it to you and you can do it yourself. So we've been practicing all these different things through our marketing company. Well, now we could step out. We could create free online trainings and teach you how to do it for yourself. And it was amazing. As we made this transition, there was a huge benefit. Our audience quickly grew, and we were helping, hundreds and then thousands of people with the trainings that we were making. But the problem that we saw is we couldn't ensure quality and it put more onto your plate. So the initial idea of taking things off of your plate, it wasn't happening anymore. We were putting more things onto your plate, and we thought, gosh, there needs to be an easier way. We need to help automate this process a little bit for them.
And from there, that's where the Grow Dough Business Partner was born. Taking those ideas of giving you things of ideas of what you can do, and some tools, and that's when the online experience that we've both accumulated really came into hand. We created a set of tools that improved the effectiveness of those who used them, and it was great, and it still is great, and we continue to improve and get feedback and really enjoy what we've created so far. Similar thing, one of the issues that we have is that a lot of it was still on your shoulders, the wellness advocate's shoulders. Still things that they needed to do and remember every single day. But I guess from there, it's just this progression to the next item we have on our list.
Yeah, and it's interesting because with the business partner, there was we saw, a further progression. We saw people improve, and, we were able to help hundreds and thousands of people to improve their business with that tool. But we worried about, are they getting it? Are they understanding? Because, not everybody was able to act every day. And so we thought, well, what if we increase their education? What if we help them to understand a little bit more? And so we started the Grow Dough Success School as a way to increase that knowledge and really empower distributors. But when all was said and done, all these things had their strengths, and all of these things improved the market. But Kyle and I were unsatisfied or dissatisfied. We looked at it and we didn't see the results that we were wanting. We were wanting to simplify your life. We were wanting to help you to see more success. And so over the last 5 years, we've been doing trainings. We've been doing tests. We've been doing studies. We've been launching beta products, and we've been getting feedback from anyone who's willing to talk to us. And we've taken all of those things, and from that's what brings us to the launch of LeadTrain.
And so the purpose of LeadTrain, once again, And I'm sure you'll hear this time and time again, but it's to simplify your life and improve your effectiveness. In LeadTrain, it's not a replacement for everything that we've done in the past. It's not a separate project. It's not a branch. It's the culmination. It's a compilation of all the good, all these hard, long hours that we've studied and researched and been in the trenches with you. And now it's led down this track to LeadTrain. And you were super excited about what we've been able to create and the things that we're working on right now. This compilation that we have.
I totally agree with what you're saying, Kyle. I look at this, and you brought up simplifying your life and improving your effectiveness. And you're right. We probably will say that, a dozen times, and you'll probably hear it hundreds of times through the webinar series. But if you think about that, that's pretty deep. That's a pretty big promise, right? Simplifying your life. So right now, I think most of you would think, okay, the only way to simplify my life is to take all this stuff off my plate, get rid of it. Just maybe even have to get rid of my business altogether to try to simplify my life. But what if you could simplify your life, take these things off your plate, but also improve your effectiveness? So do less, but achieve more. That's a big thing. That's a big deal. And that's what we're all about. And as the farther we get into this process of developing and building LeadTrain, the more I am convinced that we are getting really, really close, if we haven't hit it all together, of the product that is going to totally revolutionize the way that you do business. And, it all comes down to a two-part process. So you've got leading. So you're leading others to join you on your wellness journey. You're helping people to enroll on your team, and you're trying to grow your team. Well, then after you lead those people to enrollment, you need to train those that join your team to see the success that you've found. So basically it's the finding and the teaching, and then the enrolling kind of all fits into that leading stage. You're finding people, you're helping them down this track to join you on your wellness journey. Well, then there's the duplication, right? And that comes in the training those people to see success, see the success that you've found. So what we saw here as we were thinking about this process, we've got leading, we've got training, we're thinking lead, train, LeadTrain. And that's where it all came apart. But we're trying to see, do these verbs and do these words say everything that we want this product to be? Is it really getting across the right message? And so we went into more research about these words and what they meant.
Yeah, and let's break down lead a little bit and talk about it. And none of this is new information, but it's eye-opening too, and really fitting of what we're trying to accomplish here, all of us together.
This is English 101.
English, exactly. And so let's just look at lead as a verb. And the first definition would be to guide in direction, course, and action, which sums it up, as a leader, as someone who's trying to get those new leads, those new people coming in. You've got to guide them. You got to give them that direction. You got to give them some sort of action. You got to give them a course. And you might be thinking to yourself right now, am I doing that? If I'm struggling trying to get these leads, am I giving them direction? Am I giving them some sort of action to take? And then that leads right into the second point of the influence. How are you influencing these leads? Are they looking to you and saying, this person definitely is the authority figure that I'm trying to follow, or they have the answers that I'm looking for, or the product, they have that product that I really would like in my life.
Well, it's interesting that to lead doesn't say to give a destination, right? It's not to say, hey, all you need to do is enroll 3 of your friends and then you'll be successful, right? If a map just gave a destination, it wouldn't be very useful. It's to guide in direction. It's to lead somebody there, to guide them, to influence them in that course and that action. It was interesting as we started to look at this, we saw that these verbs, this is more than just verb, it's a noun. Lead is the information of a potential client or a customer. And this is something that Kyle and I are very familiar with. We've done lots of work in lead generation and helping people to find contact information of potential clients. And then beyond that, lead is the first or foremost place, like the lead runner, or the lead dog in the pack, or the lead train, the lead car in the train. So what we started to see by this is this part of the brand is defining you, the person who guides, directs, influences. It's defining those that you teach, the potential client or customer, and it's defining where you want to be, the first or foremost place. And so we really loved how that all came together. Well, little did we know that train would come together so nicely as well.
And so train, looking at it as a verb, obviously the first definition is to teach by instruction and practice. And yeah, I think that sums it up well. The instruction, we all know that by training someone, you're giving them instruction, you're giving them a path or a track to go down. But the practice part, adds a nice element to it. Being able to give them something to do, make sure that there's action involved in this training. And right into the second point of to develop, making sure that people are being developed, the duplication process, making sure that, from the lead stage, getting them into the enrollment process, and then from there, making sure that it continues into the duplication cycle. Because we all know how important that is, not only to follow it, but once the deed is done, making sure that that continues to happen so that that person in turn knows what they need to do to be effective as well.
Exactly. And then you've got train as a noun, a series or row of parts, such as a locomotive, right? A train, or a wagon train, or a caravan type train, right? Or a self-propelled group. And that's, again, like a locomotive. But what's interesting as you look at these outside the house of choo-choo trains, right? And as you look at this as your business, what we started to see is if we skip back, if you're to guide in direction, course, and action, right, to influence, what is a better way to do that than to give people a series or row of parts, a series of actions to do, a series of instruction, a series of practice? So what we started to see is, what if we could take this idea of leading and training, and what if we could bring it into a systemized action, a course, a track of sorts, right? Like a train. And so you're going from step to step to step. And so as we were playing with these words and as we were looking at this, first off, we put it together, we launched out to the market, and this is the one the market liked the best without all the definition behind. So we were pretty happy about that because this was our favorite too. And we were hoping that everybody else was going to like this most. Obviously, we would have done whatever you liked, but we were happy that we were all on the same page. But now you can kind of understand why we went with this. But your question now might be, okay, Jordan and Kyle, this has been nice. It's fun to hear about you and all, but, let's talk about me. Why LeadTrain for my business? Why am I doing this? Why am I listening to this? Why was this software built? What is it going to do for me? Why is it here? Well, I think that answer is simple, because there should be an easier way. Have you ever come to that point in your business where you're working hard, you're stressed, you're not getting enough sleep, your kids are screaming, I don't know, everything just seems to be at this high point of anxiety, and you, maybe out loud, maybe just in your mind, you've said to yourself, there has got to be a better way. There has got to be a better way. This should be easier. There should be an easier way. What am I supposed to be doing? Am I making this more difficult than it needs to be? We're very familiar with that statement. We've been there. We've seen it both in the private industry, in the corporate industry, and in ourselves as we strive to grow these businesses. And so this is what we started to say. There should be a way to simplify your life while improving your ability to enroll and duplicate.
And that's right That's exactly right. There should be an easier way. There should be a simpler way. And the second point is saying that same thing. There should be a way to automate actions without losing your personal touch. And as we've been talking about, there's just so many things that you need to remember every single day. We talk about how simple it is to lead someone, to, the lead and the train, how they fit together. It should be easy to do these things. We all know that, oh, I just need to talk to more people. Oh, I just need to invite more people to my events. Oh, I need to follow up with this person about the sample they requested. All these tasks that you need to do will compound, and as we all know, and so there's got to be a way to automate these things without it doing completely for me, while I can still have that personal touch and be seen as the authority figure.
And the last point here, there should be a way to grow your business without sacrificing your family time. One of the very first things that Kyle and I looked into as we stepped into this industry is seeing the amount of people who jumped in to the network marketing industry with the idea of creating freedom for themselves. And instead, some people ended up creating themselves, a pair of golden handcuffs, right? They made a lot of money, but they had an overwhelming, I guess, responsibility to be working all of the time. Their phone was always ringing. Their emails box was always full. And, the things that they loved the most, the things that they went into work for, sometimes got left waiting in line behind their business. And so we look at these things. There should be a way to simplify your life while improving your ability to enroll and duplicate. There should be a way to automate actions without losing your personal touch. There should be a way to grow your business without sacrificing family time. Why? Why LeadTrain? Because you deserve a simplified life. You deserve to be effective. You deserve to be successful. Since the very beginning, Kyle and I have said that our purpose is to be the help that you've been waiting for. We imagine that person praying and pleading for help, that person sighing and saying there's got to be an easier way. And we always imagined that we would create the product to solve that problem. And so this is our promise to you.
Our promise is that we work for you, and it always will be. And our products are a result of your feedback and pattern to fit your needs. We promise that we will listen to the things that you ask for, and we'll do our best to bring those things to your business. So time and time again, as Jordan said, we promise that we work for you. And returning back to the products and services that we've created over the years, the promise is that we listen to the things you ask for. And that this LeadTrain is the culmination of all the feedback, the testing we've done, the hard work, and that will continue. The LeadTrain will continue to develop upon itself. And so as things aren't there or missing, we continue to say our promise is that we're going to listen. We work for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? Honestly, as we continue developing this product, each day we are astounded by the problems and the benefits the problems we're able to solve and the benefits that we're able to offer to your business. We are so excited to launch this product to you because we know the difference that it's going to make in your life. So this webinar has been all about the why of LeadTrain. Our next webinar will be more about the how, right? So how are we able to do this? How are we able to fulfill these promises? Today, we just launched LeadTrain.com, and we would invite all of you to visit and connect with us through our social channels. There's a link there where you can say hello to us on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or wherever you want to talk with us. And then the second thing we would ask you to do is, if you're wanting that second webinar and you're wanting this information and you're wanting to be one of the first who's able to try LeadTrain when we launch it and get special deals that we're offering, on LeadTrain.com, there's a button that invites you to learn more. And there you can submit your email, where we will keep you up to date and we'll give you benefits that only those on that list will receive. So Again, thank you so much for attending this webinar with us. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact us through that website, and we look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Yeah, thanks a lot.